While you clicked on this video, thank you so much. Welcome to the third look in my Holiday Glam Guide series. The first one was a golden eye look. The second one was a bold blue look. And the third one, this one, is a beautiful, very berry look. I'm hoping you get some inspiration, some ideas, some tips and tricks for putting together your holiday looks. If you're new here, hi, I'm Rhoda. I am an obsessed makeup lover, and this channel is all about realistic makeup for everyday life, and sometimes we glam it up, you know? Listen, I had a rough night last night, and I will take you through that story. Well, it wasn't really a rough night, it was more self-inflicted, but I mean, there is a story. So if you want to hear about that and watch me put this beautiful look together, then keep on watching. If you're not subscribed yet, please do consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. Okay guys, the base is done. The only thing that's left are eyes, blush, and lips, which is going to be the focus of this look today. I'm gonna grab my Natasha Denona, my dream palette. This is a gorgeous palette, so versatile. The colors in here are just beautiful. Why not? Let's dip into her, because you know what? I haven't used this palette in quite some time, and I'm really trying to get myself to use all the makeup that I already have instead of buying more. But buying more is so much fun. So it's a little conundrum, but I'm trying to work through it. I'm gonna take my Refer 14 brush and I'm gonna dip into these two shades right here. This one's a little too peach for what I want, and this one is a little flat. So I'm just going to, I want mostly this color, but a dash of that pink in there. So I'm gonna use this to define our crease and get our transition color going. I have this protruding brow bone here that makes my eyes look very hooded. I mean, they're kind of, this is age. I mean, the skin is just kind of sagging on my eye. But in order to push this brow bone back in space, I want to make sure that I have my transition color that's a little bit darker on this area, and that's why I'm going a little bit higher above my crease. So full disclosure, I ate a bunch of chips in bed last night, knowing that I was going to film this today, knowing what that does to me, right? I woke up looking like an overstuffed sausage, bursting at the seams. It was disgusting. My face was sideways. I woke up, I looked in the mirror, I could feel it. I could feel it in my fingers, all of that water retention. Oh, guys, it was a sight. It was a sight. And I thought, how am I going to film this video today? How is it going to happen when I look like Shrek? Like, it was really, really, it was a scene. Now I'm going to dip into Edgy and Instinct, because this one is a little too bright for what I want. This one's a little too dark for what I want. So you can always mix your shadows to get what you want. Anyway, it was really a scary scene this morning. And so I'm gonna just take my Refer number 1 brush and place it on the outer corner, and then just start blending in 1/3 of the way. So back to my story. I was concerned for myself this morning because I knew what I was doing. I mean, I knew it. Why did I eat those chips? Like, honestly, They were so good though. So I kind of don't regret it, but I kind of do, you know? So now that I'm putting this on, I'm realizing that maybe I've taken too much of Instinct. It's a little too bright. I want it a little bit deeper. So I'm gonna go back into Edgy and just darken that up just a smidge. Smidge is my word lately. I don't know why. Only when I'm making these videos. I never use that. Oh, no, actually I do. I do. I use that word a lot. I'm just blending, 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 deepening this up just a little bit more. Then I'm flipping over and just making sure this isn't a hard edge. Back again. And just work it in until you're happy with your depth and your placement. Now I'm gonna go into Serenity, this beautiful shade right here. It's sparkly, but it's not over the top. Dip in there and then spray my brush with the Charlotte Tilbury Bleu. Yeah, that's the chips talking, I think, too. Honestly, unbelievable. And get in there and do the inner part of the eye. I'm going right to the ends of my eyeball here. Anyway, this scene was scary, and of course I went through all of the self-berating, self-regret, I should say. But then I thought, you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know if you, honestly, this eye was almost shut. Like, it was like, I didn't recognize myself, and honestly, the older I get, I can't do that anymore. I can't have a bag of chips in bed. Why? This is so sad. It's a sad day. I'm gonna go back into my O1 and I'm going to make sure that these two are blending seamlessly into each other. Just tapping over where they meet. Now I'm gonna take a very clean, fluffy brush and I'm going to go over the edges just to make sure that they are diffused and beautiful and we have no harsh lines. Now I'm gonna take my Refer 23 brush and I'm gonna dip into this sparkly shade called Spontaneous onto the tip, and we're going to brighten the inner corner here. Really pretty. So anyway, what did I do when I woke up with a sausage face? I'm gonna take my Nikki N11 and I'm gonna dip into the blackest black and I'm going to line my lash line. Just dip in there. So what did I do? And we're gonna press right along the lash line. I'm gonna do that while I tell you what I did. So, first of all, I drank like a liter of water. Because A, I was thirsty, B, my body is obviously dehydrated from all of that salt. Then, I took an ice cube and literally rubbed it all around my eyes. Believe it, it's true, it actually worked. I mean, I know I don't look my best today and I can feel it in my skin. I could tell when I was doing my base. Speaking of base, by the way, I have a whole tutorial on the first look in this Holiday Glam Guides series. I have it also in a playlist on my channel. If you want to check it out, I go through step by step how to do the base and also some tips and tricks on how to make it last all night. So I know this seems like it's taking a long time, but I want to take my time with my liner because small little steps and strokes make for a nice seamless line. Okay, now I don't want black on my wing, so I'm going to dip into Edgy with the same brush and just stamp right there, just so that it kind of fades from black to this beautiful burgundy color and into our deeper outer corner. I think you guys know that my camera hates me and it's possessed. So I went ahead and I did my other eye. The only thing left now that I haven't shown you is the bottom lash line. I can't find my Nikki Miracle brush for my under eye, so I'm gonna have to use the N11, which is also very nice, and I'm gonna dip back into Edgy right here, and I'm going to just press on my bottom lash line. And this works just as great. Not as great as the other one. That shader brush from the Nikki BK Beauty set. But still good. Still good. Connecting the bottom lash line to this little edge right here. And same brush, I just cleaned it off a little bit. And back into Nurture right here to do the middle part of my eyeball. I'm so discombobulated right now that I can't remember where I left my story off. Let's go back into that little pencil brush and just kind of mesh the sparkly shade with the rest of the bottom lash line. Where was I? Now I'm going to clean up under the eyes just a little bit in the corners to make sure we have a nice edge for our eyes. Eyelashes. Dust a little of what's left on that powder brush on your lashes and my Kush primer. Oh, I got a glob at the end of that. Take that off because you don't want it globs on your eyelashes. You want a nice smooth distribution of everything. Huda Beauty One Coat Wow. Never one coat to start is what I'm going to call it. I should have let that primer dry down just a smidge. We don't want it dry, but we don't want it sticky either, right? And I'm going to focus on the outer part of my lashes just to give them some lift. Anyway, back to the story. I drank some water, not some water, a lot of water. And I took an ice cube and kind of ran it around my orbital eye bone. Is that the right word? Orbital, this bone, everything around the eye. And it kind of helped. But as I was saying, I can see it, I can feel it, I can everything it today when it comes to my face, my skin, my makeup application, all of it. It's a mess. But I'm trying my best because I really wanted to get another look up for you guys. Anyway, I'm gonna finish the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, the eyes are done. I don't F with lashes, but I should, and I want to, especially for a holiday look. So I tried them the other day. I'm trying to teach myself how to be really good at them. And it wasn't that great. But I think it's one of those things that takes practice. So I'm thinking of starting a little series, my journey learning how to put on false lashes. Maybe you guys can come along and watch me fail several times until I do get it. But in 2024, I promise you that I will be an expert on eyelash application. Promise you that. We're gonna go on to the lips next. I'm gonna leave blush for last. I wanna see the overall look before I decide on what kind of tone I want for blush on the cheeks. But I'm gonna grab my Huda Beauty lip contour in Very Berry. I'm realizing now that perhaps that was subconsciously in my mind when I decided that that's what I'm gonna call this tutorial. Just gonna line my lips with this beautiful color. You have to be, you know, a little bit more precise when you're using a dark color like this. So I'm taking my time and lining my lippos as close and precisely to my lip line as possible. Feathering in just a little bit on the outside for some longevity. Now this is what you're going to do, okay? If you have prepped your lips properly, moisturized, hydrated, they're all nice, they're not crusty, then I recommend this next tip. A tiny amount of powder and on a small powder brush, very tiny, okay? And tap your lips. I promise you, this is gonna lock in that lip liner. Don't swirl all around. I don't want to disturb anything. Just give it a little bit of a tap. Try it and then message me and let me know. Then I'm gonna take the Huda Beauty matte lipstick in the shade Ladies Night, and it's this gorgeous berry shade. I love it so much. And I'm going to first just start tapping. I'm not gliding it on, I'm just tapping at first, especially because, and I'm talking now, I could mess this up at any moment, but especially with dark shades, I like to tap them on so I don't get messy. And I know how much wiggle room I have in terms of application. So if I want to intensify it a little bit, I will go over it also in tapping motions. Now, again, with a darker shade, I'm going back into my lip liner and perfecting the edges just a little bit. I can see here that I have a little area that could use a little color. So that's what I'm gonna do there, and also on this side as well. For blush, I'm going to use the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow in the pink shade. Now, pink, Rhoda, for this look? Yes, pink for this look. I'm telling you that this one in particular goes on so sheer and so blends into the rest of your face. And I think the pink will pick up on these darker berry shades for sure, 100%. So I'm going to dip into this and very lightly add a hint of pink to my cheekies. So just that little hint of color on my cheeks. is going to play in with the colors in the eyes and this bold lip. And it'll give you a healthy, healthy, healthy complexion. Now for highlight, Hourglass Champagne Flash. I love this. I don't put it on directly to my skin. I just take a little bit on your fingers and then just tap, 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 tap. That's all you need. Don't disturb anything underneath and it will give you a beautiful glow. Gorgeous. Just do it just a little bit on the bridge of my nose, tip of my nose, on top of these gorgeous lips. Be careful because if you smudge that, you're toast. I think we're done. Just a little bit of setting spray. Hourglass Veil Setting Spray. The finest mister around. Mist. You know those misters when you're sitting, are they called misters? Whatever they're called. In the summertime where you're sitting on a patio and they like shoot out this stuff that cools you down. That's this. I love this look. It goes with everything, really everything. A little black dress, imagine that, right? Some crazy earrings, slick back hair. I don't know, you could do anything with this. This is the final look, you guys. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today and clicking on this video. If you're not subscribed yet, please do consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos.